Guys, we are starting the video off very strong, as you can tell from the title most likely, but we're driving a 918 Spyder, and today we're just prepping for tomorrow. So tomorrow we're gonna have this and another car, but we're just getting this car cleaned, getting ready for tomorrow, and it's gonna be an absolutely awesome day. Come with us, let's get it ready so we can start a pretty crazy day tomorrow. But yeah, for now, sitting in traffic in the 918 Spyder. This car is absolutely awesome. One of the holy trinity from at least when I was kind of growing up. And it's still surreal to me that I sometimes get to drive cars like these. I mean, it's still a very much pinch yourself moment. And yeah, we're just here. Who would have thought one day I'd be just driving a 918? Okay, so Mina is helping us right now get the car clean for tomorrow. Now, on one hand, I hope it does not rain tomorrow so the car stays clean. But on the other hand, I kind of hope it rains because last year, if you guys remember, we did the McLaren Senna. It rained in the fall and the photos were insane. So it's kind of like, I don't know. Both ways will be okay. But just for Mina's sake, he's taking the time out to clean it. Let's hope it stays clean. Okay, guys, we are starting off the day pretty strong. So we're in the 918. Let me see. I'm going to put this in race mode for when we get on the highway right now. Using the paddle shifters for the first time, really. We are in Toronto, so we're still going on to a little bit of traffic for a little bit, and then it's going to clear off. But this is, like, I've driven a 918 before. I've driven on the channel before, but this is probably the most prolonged kind of time that I've had with a 918. And I got to say a few things that I've noticed right away. First of all, to us, to like car guys, this is like a crazy car. Like, especially for my generation, I remember being in high school, this came out and it was like the coolest thing on earth. But to most people, I don't think it is, because this doesn't really get any attention. Not any more than, for example, my GT4. I think to most people, this is just a Porsche. It's not anything crazy. But it's also not only attention-wise and kind of being somewhat under the radar, it's also pretty much like the most comfortable out of the three. You know, you drive a LaFerrari and you're so far up that it's almost weird that there's so much car behind you. In a P1, it just, everything is loud, turbo noises, like it's very exciting. And again, they're not supposed to be dailies, but if any of them would be a daily, it's this. Like, it's very comfortable. It's got all like the normal features you get in a regular Porsche, like in a 911 or something. It's even got a Burmeister sound system, which you can't even option on like a GT4 or GT3. Yet on the 918 you can. And yeah, everything just very familiar, very normal, very comfortable. But when you want to push it, in this car, it pushes. It pushes more than anything else. Like, you put your foot down a little bit, and it's like unbelievable power. Like, you would get in so much trouble very quickly with this car because you don't notice it. It does it so effortlessly that you just like look down and you're like going in speeds you should not be going. I'm honestly in love with this car. I think if I owned one of these, I would have no self-control and I'll put way too many miles on it. But we are right now with Zach, who is filming us. Hello. Zach, what do you think of the car?
918? 918 is, yeah, it's a fucking cool car. It's the only one with like a original engine, essentially. So like the car has the V8, right?
Yeah, it doesn't share it with any other car.
No, I think it's a derivative of like the Cayenne or whatever, but it's like developed for the car. And then you look at the P1, which is like the McLaren engine, like the 12C engine, and then the LaFerrari is like the F12 engine. So it's like, it's the most bespoke out of the three,
yeah,
which is like kind of cool in terms of how the car is built. And yeah, I don't know, it sounds insane. It's a V8 mid-engine Porsche, like.
And it's like, and the exhaust is right there. Yeah,
exhaust is right there, and the platform's super unique for a Porsche. Like, you can't find this in any other car.
No.
Which is like pretty exceptional. So, love a 918.
Ready for a pull?
Yep.
It is unbelievable. It's so freaking fast, and I'm not normally a guy to drive cars fast. And honestly, this car doesn't necessarily make you want to have to push it. But when you do, it is so good. There's like a little bit of a whine from the like electric motors, which I noticed the first time I drove a 918. But it's not so in your face that this car is a hybrid. It's not that noticeable unless you're driving it like in electric mode. You really it just feels like a really good, well-built V8 with a very good transmission and just a very well put together car. A lot of these hypercars are like very finicky, very fragile. You feel like you're gonna break. I feel like you can drive this thing tens of thousands of miles and it will be totally fine because it is built by probably the most reliable sports car maker in the world. I mean, we're going right now also to meet up with the predecessor of this car, the Carrera GT. We're gonna look at the differences. Like there is, 11, 12 years in between them, but this car, the upgrade and the advancement that they made, I mean, this was the current generation for hypercars, and it's still kind of modern. So the thing about this car, it's 10 years old. You show this to anybody who doesn't know cars, they'll have no idea. Yes, the screen's a little bit outdated. Like this is like, it's cool, but it does look like something out of 2015. But the gauges, the steering wheel, the look of the car, the wheels, every piece on the car feels so modern, so nice. So much carbon fiber in here, but they do it very subtly. So like on the door here, everything, you barely notice it, but it's there. But man, driving on the highway, this thing is actually very comfortable, very nice. Like there's honestly nothing bad I can say about this car. I think I would have no self-control if I owned one of these, and I would just end up daily driving it, to be honest. As much as it's going to get very expensive depreciation-wise, but who cares? Especially if you bought one of these brand new, these were like $800,000 brand new, and now a non-YSEC car like this, in the mid-2s US, a YSEC car with low mileage, might hit 3. You might as well get the fun out of your money, and if you could afford the $800,000 in the first place, you'll probably be okay getting back $1.5 million to $2 million rather than 3, and actually getting this incredible experience for what is probably current day's most drivable and usable hypercar.
And most people think it's a Boxster.
Yeah, most people do think it's a Boxster.
Which is like kind of a plus.
I'm not really paying attention to people in traffic right now, but I really don't think we're getting that much attention. Like, I think when I drive an Aventador, I get a lot more attention than the 918, which is mind-blowing because both me and Zach would like, literally if we heard there's a 918 somewhere, we would leave everything we're doing and go there, spot it, get some pictures, like see it, and like it just feels so normal and so usable that I can't believe like we're in a $3 million car right now, and I feel like I could go under the radar driving this very, very often. Here, and let's give it a little bit. It is honestly still faster than anything modern that's not a hypercar. Unless you're talking Valkyrie or you're talking anything like that, nothing is like this. And I'll tell you, those cars are not as usable as this. This is like the last word, they didn't fully make it a race car, I think. They did make it a good road car that just is unbelievably fast and usable. And I know Bugatti's kind of like that, but I think this will be a lot cheaper to maintain. And just, yeah, a lot easier to deal with. I'm honestly in love with this car.
No cup holder.
No cup holder. It's optional.
Okay.
The white one we drove in the channel a few years ago had a cup holder right here, and I did use it. So I think it's an optional cup holder. I'm sure they overcharge you for the little piece of plastic that it is.
Sure.
But you could get a cup holder.
YSEC cup holder.
Yeah.
Goes right there.
So we have just arrived, and look.
Both cars. State effect.
Look at this. We got the Carrera GT as well. Not a bad day when you pull up in a 918, meet up with a Carrera GT. And I think we should have a pretty fun day, no?
Yeah, no, it's gonna be good.
Let's go turn around. So we're taking a quick break from driving the car. Zach is shooting them right now. We have the Carrera GT here as well. We will be back to driving the 918 very shortly. But the purpose of today is kind of me driving the car a little bit, you can see what it's like, and also taking some really cool fall photos, because if you guys remember, we did the same thing in the same place around the same time last year with the red McLaren Senna. So Zach wants the cars moved, so we are now in the CGT. It is running, so let's see, we got to turn it around. But you know what, this car actually has a pretty similar interior, like a lot of kind of low-key carbon fiber. But yeah, let's go. So the whole point of waiting till the fall to do this shoot was to get the leaves in the frame, and as we're shooting, they're literally getting rid of the leaves. So we got a little bit screwed here. Should be okay though. So definitely not a bad day to have the pair of like best Porsches out there. And I know you guys might say we're missing a 959, but I have driven the 959. Zach has heard about it too. And I gotta say the 959 is very underwhelming compared to these cars. These cars are actually very enjoyable to drive. I think the 959 is just kind of significant for what it is, but it kind of just drives like a 993 turbo. Yeah, so we kind of, except for a GT1, which is definitely out of our price range here, but we have the best two modern Porsches, I think, on a nice Tuesday. Okay, so we are about to do rolling shots. We have Zach in the back of the Hyundai Tucson. We have the Carrera GT right here. And I think we are about to start. So we're doing some rollers. Zach is in the car here getting rear shots of the car. Pretty surreal to be in the 918, to be honest. Like, still, I've been driving it all day, but it's still unbelievably cool to be driving this car. So yeah, that was pretty crazy with the Carrera GT and the 918. Now, it started raining, so we're going to take it a lot slower on the drive back. But it's crazy kind of because, you know, I moved around the CGT a little bit. I've driven it a little bit before too. Seeing the difference between a Carrera GT and a 918 is just like unbelievable, because everybody knows the Carrera GT as being like the greatest driver's car. Obviously, like Doug DeMuro, all these people rave about it like crazy. And the Carrera GT it's very much last analog car. It's just like a great driver's car. Everything about it is just like timeless. But the 918, I think a bit further down the line, is going to be seen in a similar way, but a little bit differently. So the 918, I think, is the perfect combination of modern technology and kind of old school raw power in like a big V8, and just a little more driver friendly, comfortable, usable, like as an actual car. I just think anything after this is a little bit too compromised, too hardcore, too electric, too assisted, like with different, like, you know, new tech that they have in the cars, and it just like, it doesn't feel the same. I think for someone who grew up liking cars like the Ferrari 458 and, you know, that generation of, you know, beginner dual clutch cars, this is the ultimate car, and the ultimate car you can use, and this is gonna last for a long time. It's a Porsche, like they don't really ever break. So I think this will end up being seen as the most useful, timeless, reliable car of this era many years from now, when people want to feel like they're back in the 2010s. This might be the best car that they can do it in. But I am absolutely in love with the car. I am so